Lithium miners on the ASX are up over 30% in the last month as we zero in and have a look at the top mid and small cap miners that are leading the way. This is Finer Market Points, where we connect the leading market themes and the top performing companies for better trading. You can like the video to support the channel, click subscribe for updates and comment below to let us know which lithium miners you're trading. Having a look on the chart here on the left hand side, we can see the chart of Sayona, which is one of the leading miners and is up 6% for the month. It's not one of the top performers, but does put into context this rapid rise that we have seen throughout the year of early 2021 through to where we are now. In the context of how the commodity has moved, it's barely moved in the last month, so we're not seeing that as being the driving force for these leaders coming up higher. The other top performing trading companies over the last year are also Lake Resources, Core Lithium and Pilbara Minerals that have all had strong rallies in the last couple of weeks and months, but they have come back from those highs. When we zero in to have a look at the number 6 miner on the ASX, we do see that LPD is the ticker. So LPD Lepidico is one of the companies that has been surfaced many times over the last couple of months as a strong performer, and we see for the month they've put on 13.35%. This is rallied from under the 200-day moving average, being this red line here, and then shot in fits and spurts, surges, consolidation, surges we can see here, with good rising volume down in the bottom part of the chart, good strong green candles, and then as it's being sold down in the lows in some sort of not much of accumulation turning hands, it's just not being sold down too much and then shoots out as it breaks out again and gets accumulated once more as momentum traders and day traders pick up the stock and start trading it. That's put on the 13% gain over the last month. We move up to number 5 and see Macarthur MIO is the ticker. The company's put on 15% over the last month. MIO is a similar pattern where it's been trading around that 200-day moving average, hasn't been a leader over the whole year, as you can see it's channeled sideways and the average has tended to consolidate and rain around and dragged back down towards that 200-day moving average. But we can see that it has shot up and had a very strong trading session on Friday to put it into 5th place. We move up to LTR, Liontown Resources, which has been a phenomenal performer. The chart's going to show us just how and why that's been. It's come out of consolidation around the 50-day moving average and then shot up, rapid rise to where it is now and coming up just under $1.20. Solid gains from Liontown, 16% over the last month. So we can see a very solid performance there and gaining support off the 50-day moving average to then have a pocket pivot come back out of here and shoot back up. What we're looking for is this volatility contraction pattern or sideways churn, and we're consistently surfacing those in finer market points, which you can have a look at and see the lithium breakout, because a lot of these companies, a lot of these miners broke out together about a month ago, and you can have a look at that video to see how, when and why they broke out, what patterns they formed and where the early indicators were on those breakouts, which can come through in the pocket pivots as well. When we move up to number 3, we're going to have a look at MTC, which is Metalsearch. And they do have lithium deposits within that portfolio of assets that they have, and they've announced the spin-out of the lithium project itself, so that has performed positively with a 25% gain for the month. You can see it is a far less liquid company than Liontown and does move around a lot more from a dramatic and price volatility perspective. Moving up to number 2, INR is the second best performer over the month. We're seeing a 28.77% gain. INR is a company that has been surfaced before, and we're looking at this here from the contraction down to the 200-day moving average. Good strong volume coming in around the 200 days, shooting up, getting over the 50-day moving average, and then commencing that rally up where we have seen it. This has been surfaced in those companies that we're looking at for lithium breakouts and looking for the timing of these breakouts and how they coincide with the other leaders. Because what we do find is that market leaders on the ASX tend to move with their theme, their thematic and their industry. The strongest performers on the market don't move alone. And that brings us to the top performer over the last month, which has got NVA. NVA is Nova Minerals, a 32% gain. This company does have a lower liquidity profile and does trade under the 200-day moving average. So we can see that it has shot up, but it doesn't have the same sort of performances that SYA has had over the 12 months. So we're going to bring that out and have a look at how these companies have performed over the last quarter and put them into some sort of perspective. SYA is the best performer at 85%. INR coming in at 70, with a lot of that surge coming off the 200-day moving average to put on about 100% gain over the last month. The last 2-3 months, we should say. What's critical is when we do see 200-300% gains, that can lead to a high and tight flag, So that may be something you want to have a look at in the description below to learn how to trade more on. There's also Lake Resources putting on 65% over the last quarter, and that really does show as well with that timing of the breakout, because a lot of them have been breaking out around that same period and then putting on strong runs on the board. We bring this lens back out to have a look at how they've performed over the last year, and this really puts it into perspective for some that have led and then those that are laggards. Looking at here, the large numbers down the bottom, we'll sort them by performance. SYA 287, Lake 259. And then we've also got Core Lithium 214%. When we come down to see the top performers this month, they've been lagging significantly over the year. So these were what we would call the laggards within that thematic. They can run in fits and spurts, but when we see these longer term trends happening, they have been happening over the month, the quarter and the year. And those consistent performers we're highlighting here as being the ones that are consistently putting the runs on the board and getting these phenomenal returns from about December, January of 2020, 2021. This is Final Market Points, where we're connecting these leading market themes, surfacing these top performing companies to put forward better trading. Thanks for watching, and again, like the video to support the channel. Click subscribe for updates.